Hi everybody, it's Jeanette, Crafty Dork, just here with another little tutorial. This time it's on envelopes. As you can see, I've got an array of envelopes here. These are some of the types, and not limited to, that you can use. You can also use the windowed ones, which I haven't got any of those at the moment. You can also use recycle, but all of my recycled ones I've recycled. There's also ones like this that you can buy. I got them at Kmart, I think it was, and they've got card in them, so you can, these actually look nice decorated up and in the front of a journal, and you can slip something in there. Then there's bigger ones that you can also, I used to use them in the front of my mini albums to put extra bits and pieces in, decorate the front up, and then depending on the size of your journal with that one, or you could up there pocket in the envelope. So there's that one as well. Those envelopes, oh, I've also got this one under here, and that's another big one that I found. So any envelope that you find at your office works or your newsagent or online, wherever you get your envelopes. Also, this is a CD envelope that I've tea dyed. And I've tea dyed the ordinary envelope. I've left the back because I'm going to use that as a tuck spot. And this is just a bit bigger one, ordinary mailing envelope that I've done both sides. Not sure about that one yet. You can also make your own with the envelope punch board in any sort of colour, and you can also be a bit silly like I was. And I just made a funny little one just to I don't know what I'll do with it, but I was just trying out to see. It was a small piece of paper to see what I could do. But you could slip that into a pocket or something and open it up. So that's the little ones that you make yourself, and they're really good. It's good because you can use up scraps, you can use up your bits and pieces, use your scrapbook paper, you can tea dye papers, so the sky's the limit for that. Now you can also buy envelopes in kits. As we know, Tracy's got some, everybody's got them online, so you just go to Etsy and you can see, and they come like that. You print them out, you cut them out. You can ink around the edges, ink that if you want to. I like to, when I put them in my albums, I like to leave them unstuck and tuck them. That way you can write on there, or the person that receives the journal can decide whether or not they want to close it up and put something in there. This one is an envelope that, now I can't remember if I made this envelope. Whoops. And then I just decorated it with some ephemera, just to make it stamped on here, and then it goes into a pocket, or you can seal it up, wasted that, or you can pop that over a page as well to have it just sitting as a little flip, and that's another story with the flips. There's this type. I've just printed this on ordinary old copy paper, and like I said, you print them on whatever you like, and that one looks really pretty. Fold it up, put something in it, use it as a journaling space if you want. These little ones come in a different shape, and I can't remember who this was from. I'll try and remember. Might be Artie Mays. And it's got the journaling card as well as the envelope. This is another one. I think this was a freebie from somewhere, TLC or... And so that's got a little journaling card in it as well. These are smallish ones. Same deal as those. And this one is from... I'll pop the link below. It's called an origami envelope. Long origami envelope. And if you look on, I think it's More Jackie, or something like that, on YouTube, and she does them, and they've got lots of little tucks. You can, in here, that's a little tuck in there, and you can also tuck behind it. So, whoops, behind it. So there's just so many little nooks and crannies that you can put your ephemera in. I'll try and remember, and I might even do a tutorial on that one for you. They are so much fun to do. You can use your book pages. This one I've just used a book page, and I've folded up the bottom. This is the piece of paper I popped down first, then I folded the bottom up, then I just folded the tops in and made it into a little envelope that's ready to decorate. This is another type of envelope. It's just a straight piece of paper. I've rounded the corners, I've turned it up, and I'm just going to pop a little embellishment there, stitch around the edge, and that's the pocket done, and I'll put a little tag in there. You can also, with your envelopes, this one I just put, I tea stained it, or copied that is, that's just a napkin popped over the top of it, and then here I've got some wax seals, and I've just put a wax seal on there. When I decide which album I'm going to put this in, then I might pop labels or whatever on there. Another one that's just a little envelope, and I've just done some collage on there. And again, once I work out which album this is going to go into, if it's a bee album, that's what I think it is going to be, I've put the sequins, and they look a little bit like honeycombs, so I can perhaps pop a bee on there and a hive or something there. This is another one that I've done I've left the top open this time. I've just collaged on here. I've got some old stamps that I've popped on the corner, and then I've got a tag that I've done, a journaling card, sorry, that is, and just pop that in there. So that's another one. This one, last one, is using this big envelope. What I did, I just folded it in half. I stamped a Heartfelt Creations little stamp on it, and then I just brushed some watercolour around it. And I was going to pop that in the signature like that, and you've got journaling space there. You could copy stain it as well, but I like the colour. I was going to leave one end open for a bit of a tuck spot, slit a little bit here, another tuck spot. So I just did a few of those while we were away on holiday. I think that one's the same. But that's a great idea, just using your stamps, colour them in, and a little bit of, and you can put labels on them. I mean, once again, once I really know which album I'm going to pop these into, I'll put some other stuff around it, and I may even stamp background on there. But you know, there's no reason why you can't just leave it plain. It's a good spot for journaling. So that's that. That's what I've done with those envelopes. So that's some ideas for you to do some envelopes of your own. Now, I was going to do decorate a couple of these up just to show you how I do it. Excuse me. And I've got some little bits and pieces here I cut out last night. Not cut out, I tore them out. Just little bits that I've had some smaller bits here. This book is, I found it in an op shop for $3. It's got some pretty photos and cutouts in it. It's these little ones might work on that. Sorry, going quiet again. On the CD container envelope. Yeah. This one, I've seen the flower, Night Queen or something I think it's called, dried. I've got it in the garden, so I'm going to have a go at drying them and see if I can make something out. I've got a load of dried flowers that I got when we were on holiday. I've popped them into, I had a couple of old books that I bought at an op shop, and then I put them between kitchen paper because that's all we had in the van, and get my trusty box out, and then I just left them in the books until it was a couple of months, and I remembered them, so I went back in and looked at them, and they're all nicely dried, and I've got to do something with them. I've seen a couple of ideas from Wendy at Wendy's journaling adventures, so I might just have to bring you along for the ride when I do those. Now let me get this in screen so I can do it. Somebody asked me about what these were. One of my subbies, and they're brayers. This is the one I usually use. It does get, the glue gets stuck on it, and it does leave a mark sometimes. So I've got my other trusty one out, which is, what's this one, a Speedball. So you can get them in different sizes. You can use them for printing. You rub it over your stamp pad and then pop it over your stamp and then print if you want to have a multitude of colours or whatever. Jelly printing, there's a lot of, originally they were used for printing, but there's lots and lots of, as you know, we're doing it for gluing now. So okay, so let's just get a bit of a background on this one and see what we can do. Just get a baby wipe, get rid of that. I did have a, there she is, up there. Right, so we've got that. I don't want to cover up all of the Oh, my words don't want to come today. I had a migraine yesterday, and I'm still got the leftover effects from it, so excuse me if my words just don't want to come out. And I mean, that's part and parcel of the rotten old fibromyalgia as well, so it's a cross that a lot of us have to bear with that terrible disease, but we get on with it, eh? So forgive me if I do stumble with the words today. I need those scissors, not those scissors. Get them out of the way so I don't use them. Yep. And you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of titivating of them. You just yep. Now just get my stamps. Sorry about that. I couldn't remember which one of these it was in. It's terrible. Okay. What colours have we got there? I'm doing an Aussie themed journal, so let's pop a little kookaburra up there. Yeah, we'll do that. And I'm not 100% sure on that one. These are Tracy's Fox's labels. I think I like that one better. Okay, let's do it, hey? Yeah, so these envelopes are great. We travel in our caravan quite often. We're supposed to be heading off soon, but hubby's doing up the kitchen, so he's not sure whether we're going to get away for as long as we thought we were going to this year. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. But it's a great little, doesn't take up a lot of room. I just take my little box of junk and some envelopes and a couple of folders with some flowers and things, and quite often I buy the books for the flowers as we go around, and that's an excuse not to be able to go in and have a look in the op shops, although none of us need an excuse for that, do we? So, you know, it can be as simple as that, which didn't take very long at all, even with the inking up. So that you could put into an album, something at the back as a pocket. This little one, I want to be able to pop something behind. Now, let's have a look. Too big, too big, too big. Do that. Okay, let me have a look. Determined not to go and get too much today. I'm going to I'll just cover that piece of trusty little cutter. And just whip it down there. Just want to get that. I probably should have just ripped this with my ripping ruler, shouldn't I? But anyway. Like I said, not thinking too good today, but I did want to get on and do a video and have a bit of a play around, so see how we go. Now, I'm going to make this as a little tag to go in here, and that's another that's like the other video. So this is a different sort of a tag, utilising something different and not having it shaped at the top like the traditional, well, I call them traditional, whether they are traditional tags or not, but that's my take on them. So we will ink that one up. And I'm not putting it too thick because I may just my sewing machine should be coming back soon, so I should be able to do some sewing around that. And the back of this is some old manila folder that I had, so the back of that will be fine for journaling. But I wanted something that's going to just show through that envelope. So which way was it that oh, it's going to go both ways, so that's good. I'm going to pop it centrally, and I'm going to rip that bit off and have him come out the side a bit too. So we will, and sorry, I'm going to ink because I just like the inked effect around the flowers and things. It just pops them off the page that you're popping it onto, and gives that little bit extra definition. When I used to fussy cut everything out, and you know, it was so precise, and I mean, there's still things that I do fussy cut, but I do like the effect of just that jagged edge on things. Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventures, she cuts them out like, well, tears them out like this, and it's a really nice, gives it a nice effect. And so we're not here to do tags today, but I just wanted something in the pocket envelope. There. So now I can pop other little pieces just on the front to complement the one that's on the inside. Do I like that there better? I think I do, because I will do something, might even stamp around there. Yep, those two will do. And we might have that one. Sorry, I've gone quiet again, trying to concentrate. I might just pop that one there. Yeah, so my hubby's gone to Adelaide today. He had to have a stress test done, and I was to work in our craft shop today, and this migraine that I had yesterday has left me so groggy, and I mean, after this I'm going to go and have a lie down. He went down for a stress test, and I've sort of been thinking, my golly, if he does, my dad had to stop halfway through his stress test, cardiac one, because he was starting to have angina attacks, and I thought, I know Peter, we're just doing this as a precautionary thing for him, because his dad just suddenly dropped, and my sister did the same a couple of years ago at 54. I mean, Peter's dad was in his 80s, so and Pete has been on cholesterol medication for a while, so we sort of have been looking after him and his cardiac issues. So, you know, there's not really going, I knew there wouldn't be a problem, but I thought, oh, if he does, and he's down there on his own, but our son and daughter-in-law, they've gone down to pick out a kitchen today, so I thought, oh, well, if they're down there, if something does happen, he has got that backup support. But he rang me a little while ago, and all's good, everything's normal. They've negative result was what they have done, so hopefully that is, well, they said that's good, so excellent. So he's off now to give blood, or plasma he gives, and then trip to Bunnings and then home. So it's only a 2-hour trip to Adelaide from our place, and it's not too bad. It's a lovely, well, it's a nice drive, but like Pete says, as soon as you hit Adelaide, especially with us living in the country, a nice quiet little country town, and you get to that traffic in the city. Ugh. So that was enough to give anyone the stress. Okay, so we'll just pop this one up in the corner. I like the idea of that. And then I might look for a little label of Tracy's words, and perhaps Flora. We might just put a little Flora ticket on there. I do want to pop that up there, so it's going to cover a little bit, but I think that's, and I did use the art glitter glue for that, and I'm going to go around the edge. There we go. So I think that looks cute. Tiny words, tiny words. Let's see if we can be lucky and find one straight away. I know my luck of late. It's not. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, what's that one? That's flora and fauna, I think. Okay. Perhaps we'll do botanical, hey? Let's do a botanical. Yep. And I've just also brought down the little, I've got Tracy's big tags, and I've cut some out on like 2 sheets to a page to make smaller ones. So let's see if ooh, I like this one. Yes, There we go. Thank you, Tracy. You make my life so much easier. Okay, now quick bit around the edges just to give it that definition again, and I'm going quiet, sorry. So I'm here today. I've got our dog Rama, who's a standard poodle, my girlfriend's little Molly, who is a little Maltese Bichon cross. She's here because Neen's gone to Darwin for her daughter's wedding, which is lovely. So Molly's here with Auntie Net and Uncle Pete, and then Sarah and Simon have gone off to Adelaide, as I said. So we've got their boys, Axel and Archer, who are, Axel is a Cavoodle poodle, so a Cavalier poodle cross, which he's absolutely beautiful, but he's hypo, and our standard poodle are hypo, so they're walking around the place together looking for Peter because they reckon it's walk time. And then we've got little Archer, who is he is just beautiful. Love our fur grandies. He is a Jack Russell, long-haired Jack Russell, and he has so much character. He is just unbelievable. He's just beautiful. Comes here and he's a hunter, straight out to the mouse trap, straight out to the back fence to see if there's any lizards hiding around, and you've got to be very careful because he does get them. He's, like I said, he's a little hunter. It's in their nature, and as much as we try to say, you know, naughty boy and all the rest of it, for if he does happen to get one, it's in his nature. So I've got lots of company today. So there's an envelope. It was plain. We've decorated it up. It's got the little tag inside it. Now I do like doing, now where is my little, oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, Jeanette, where is it? There it is. Just a bit of rounding on the end corners. Oops, that must have a little bit more glue there. So like I said, I'll probably just stitch around there, and that'll give that, it'll just be enough, I think. Little bit of inking just to freshen it up, and like that. So that's that one, and there's our envelope. Now I'll just get my journal and I'll just pop those in, and we can see where they're going to go. Oops, what's up, Molly? Just, hey, what's up? You on your pillow? We'll go and have some lunch in a minute, Molly, hey? Okay, so where are we going to pop these? That's a bit wide, a bit narrow. Oh, that'll look all right there, wouldn't it? So what I might do is, yeah, I'm going to use that as a pocket. Maybe I'll put my little scissors. Oh gosh, golly, golly, golly. There we go. I'm just going to cut that off. Normally if I have something like this, I will tuck it under, but because of the shape there, I suppose I still could. I could just cut it down. It just reinforces the edge, so that as you're pulling things in and out, yeah, I will do. So you just cut it down, reinforce the edge. But that just reinforces it so that when you're taking your journal in and out, your journaling card in and out, it's not going to be as traumatic on it. Now this one I'm going to do on 3 sides, like that. And just pop it in like that. And that way I have a spot there to go at the back. I've got this journaling card in there, and I can pop a tab on there. Let me just get a tab to show you. Might as well finish it all off, hey? Oh golly, I'll get organised one day. I just cut, I've got a couple of Stampin' Up punches, and I've just punched out a whole load of punches so that they're there ready for when I want to use them. Oops, what's on that side? No, oh yes, perhaps we will. And because it's this is a little bit white, I'm just going over the top there just to dull that white down a little bit. Then we will just glue make sure I'm in camera. And I'll just pop that in the center. There's a little tab. So like I said, I'll just stitch around the edge of that. And so that's in there. And you can see it poking through. Is there a tag in here or... No, so that's, it'll look, and that doesn't look too bad there either, does it? So that's that one. Now we'll do our envelope. Where will we put the envelope? That's a page there, and I think we might just get it there. Pardon me again, I've got over that cold that the kids gave me, but it's just that little husky bit's hanging around a bit. I watched Gail Agostinelli this morning, and she's getting herself all organised for a retreat. It sounds so good. I wish we had somewhere here. I'm sure there is a place that there are retreats I'm going to have to look up, because I'd love to go on a junk journaling retreat and meet all the people that are doing like stuff around Australia. If anyone on here knows of any retreats, I would dearly love to know. Be great to get to know people. Hey, who knows, one day there's a beautiful place here called C&C. It's a used to be the old PMG post office years and years ago, and a couple have bought that and another place, and they've turned it into like a backpackers place, and a backpackers retreat, and they have schools and all sorts. There's all cooking utensils and all. Who knows, we might end up doing something one day, and I'll get you all to come to Wallaroo. How would that be? So that's how I would use that one. and tag like that, or you can put the wider one in there as well. You can even use like your envelope, you can use that as a tag, and that doesn't look too shabby either, does it? So lots of ideas. I'll pop them both in there. Lots of ideas there. Well, not heaps, but some ideas there for you to use with your envelopes. Still got to do the cover of that, don't we? So I hope that was informative. I hope you've learned a little bit. I'm trying to keep it basic, more for people like myself. When I first started out, I had no idea what junk journaling was all about. I saw some videos of Tracy Fox's, and she inspired me and has been my inspiration all through my junk journaling journey, junk journal journey. And then through her, I've got onto lots and lots of others, regulars are Wendy's Journal Adventures and Gail Agostinelli, also Vintage Blend, Susanna. They've all got different styles, which is great, and you get different ideas from those people. So I will try and remember to add those links. I'm finding it hard to put links into the iPad. I don't know why. If I do it on my laptop, I can pop them in, no problems. But it takes forever on my laptop to download. Sorry, I'm off again. To download videos. I can do it in next to no time on my iPad. So if anyone has any ideas on how to do that, it would be greatly appreciated too. So I'll leave you there, and I'll see you in the next video. So happy crafting, and we will see you next time. Bye.